Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to the final episode of all of the Explorer notes here on the island. So in this video, folks, I am going to be going through all of the caves and I'm going to show you the locations of all Explorer notes. Mostly the caves will have about 3 Explorer notes each. Now bear in mind, this is not a how to do the caves, but rather where the notes are located. So this is the first cave that I'm going to go through. This one is kind of situated just I'd say above where the herbivore island is, and I mean it's kind of easy to spot. This is where we are on the map, just to kind of show you the location. So let's start heading in. As I said before, this is a guide on the location of the Explorer notes in the caves. This is not a how to do these, so keep that in mind. I did make videos on these. Are not that difficult nowadays, especially with the cryopods. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to stick to the right wall for the first part of this cave. So right there, we're going to go to the right and just keep following it around. Now over here, again, we're going to go to the right. So we can go down that way, but we don't want to. We're going to go to the right again. We come to this point. You can see there's a pit of lava. So we're going to follow this around again. And again, we're going to go to the right because that's where we can only go at this point in time. Again, we come to another pit of lava, and this is where we want to be. We can see that there's a pretty decently sized ruin down there. So that is our first Explorer note. You can go around this way if you want. And, of course, make your way down into the pit of lava, I guess, where you will find the first Explorer note. So we're going to go into this far corner right there. You can see there's lots of bad things, so do come prepared here if you are going to pick up these notes. I'd strongly suggest a decently powerful dinosaur, and with cryopods it's not all that difficult. So I'm going to show you, I suppose, the map location and the GPS coordinates for what it counts, and this is where we are. So this is where this first Explorer note was. Map doesn't really help, but I'm still going to put it out there just because. And of course, the GPS coordinates are 68.7 by 86.0. I mean, that really doesn't help, but might as well just put it out just there. Now, the next one is just around the corner. That's right. First Explorer note right there. And the second Explorer note is basically off the cliff. We can see that there's like a river of lava that's fallen into this pit. So this is the second Explorer note right here. This one is the Manta Dossier. Again, map doesn't really help, but I'll pull it out just because why not? This is what I've gone with for the entire series. Might as well keep it up. 68.9 by 86.1 are the coordinates for this one. Alright. So from here on, we are going to carry on towards the third and final note in this cave. As I said at the beginning of the video, there are roughly 3 notes per cave. At the end of this, of course, we're going to finish off with the tech cave. I'm not going to show off all the tech cave. I'm just going to show the locations of the Explorer notes. So the tech cave has 4, and one of the water caves also has 4 notes. So we get to this point right here. You can see there is the artifact right there. We're going to stick to the left this time around and just follow this around. Now, we're going to go to the right, and right here there is a little ruin. Of course, the artifact is in front of us, but underneath the ruin we have the Megadosaurus Dossier. Now, I tend to call these guys Megalosaurus, but it's a Megalosaurus. So, yeah, this is where we want to be. If you see the artifact, know that the dossier is actually quite close. The coordinates are 67.4 by 85.5. Now, we are in the jungle area. This is where we are located right now. I'm going to show you the GPS coordinates. It's probably the best way of doing it. Most people will know what these caves are. So the entrance into the cave is 79.9 by 53.5, and you can see my location on the map. So we're going to go into this particular cave. This one isn't all that difficult, but of course caves tend to be end game content, so they do require a bit of preparation. I am going to gamma up so you guys can see what is going on. As with the previous one, this of course also has 3 Explorer notes in it. So there's not really many paths to take at this point. So we do get over here. We can go down that way, which we won't, because we'll take the right side. Again, I'm going to stick to the right side. We can see that we've got the light above us, basically, with like a little weird thing that's happening to the cave. So again, spiders, dung beetles. But right here, as we come out of that path, we can see a ruin in front of us. To the right of it, of course, there is also a loot box that we can pick up. And here we have the Listerosaurus Dossier. Most of these notes will be Helena notes. So 82.9 by 51.9 is the GPS location for this particular note. So from here, we are going to go in this direction, so that would be the left. We just follow this around, go towards the bamboo tree, and right here we have the next Explorer note. This one does not have a ruin, but it is close to the water's edge. I mean, I'm showing you the map, it doesn't really help that much, but the coordinates are 84.0 by 52.1. I'll just put this out again so you guys can see the numbers. Now from here we're going to follow, hold on a second, yeah, we're going to go down this path. You can see that there's like there's a light and techie bits on the right side of the wall, but right in front of us is the next ruin, and of course with it we get another Explorer note. This one is the dossier for the leech. Definitely one of the more annoying creatures in the game. And here we are with the coordinates. They are 85.3 by 53.4. I'll leave this out for a bit longer. The next cave that we're going to do is the one close to the swamp. So it's not technically in the swamp, but right here we see this cliff. And if we follow this cliff around, this takes us to an entrance into a cave. So you guys should know where this one is. It's quite a common cave as well. This one is a bit more dangerous than the previous one. Not as bad, but still pretty difficult at times. I did do this with the Dimorphodons. So as usual, we're going to stick to the right side and just follow that around. We come to this point, just basically stick to the right side. It does do a bit of a slalom down into the cave itself. And this is where things get interesting right now. Okay, so down there, this is the one with that little pit down there. We can walk all the way down into the pit. There's nothing of importance down there, so no, don't bother with it. But we just follow it around to the left. And at one point we come to this thing right there. That's just a dead end. There's nothing of importance there. And this is where we get to a bit of a tight squeeze. So whatever you bring in, you will have to dismount it, cryopod it, and then uncryopod it out on this end basically. But over here there's like nothing. It does look, I mean, it's kind of misleading. It does look like there's something down there, but there isn't. So let me show you this again as if we were going back into the cave, as if we didn't do that. So we take the left path and we just keep following it. Follow the path, remember that, because right down there there is a ruin. So it's easier if we just stick to the path. So to the right, ruin. Behind the ruin, of course, we have a note. This is the Listerosaurus Dossier. And from here, things do tend to get a bit complicated. I mean, complicated in the explaining point of view, I guess. So we just follow this one deeper into the cave. Actually, no, okay, I was getting confused. So we just take the right path. This will take us down here, so just follow the path basically. I mean, you can't go this way. This will lead you to another note as well. But there's other ways of getting to that note. So you can take this path as well, so the middle path. They all take, so the middle and right path bring you to this area right here. Alright, so we go down into the cave again. And at this point we come to this structure right here, this ruin. And in this ruin, of course, we will find a note. This one is the Mammoth Note, or Dossier to be more precise, from Helena. And I mean, map doesn't help, but here are the coordinates: 71.3 by 59.8. Now remember, I told you a couple of minutes ago that you can take the right and middle path and it'll bring you to the same place. If you take the left path, it'll take you to a separate node. So I'm going to show you that as well. And let me get back to that place. So this is where we were, right about, yeah, right here. So left, middle, and right. So we're now going down the left path, and you have to do a jump here, and then another jump here, and then basically we get to the note, which is actually somewhere in these leaves. There we go. Hold on a bit. It's right there. Titan. Well, I remembered it in the leaves, but it's right there. So this is the third note right there. Again, this is a Helena note. So let me get the map out, and of course the GPS coordinates are 69.7 by 61.3. I'll leave these out for you guys for a bit more longer so you can note them down. Now we have an interesting cave to show. Of course, in the Redwood Forest there's this lake. If we follow the water, we can see this cliff right here. It's like a path, and if we follow this path and then take a left here, and then we can get to this point right here. Now this cave is one of the more dangerous caves. This is the one I got confused with the previous one, where it gets a bit iffy. This cave, without the use of a gas mask, will kill you, so you do need to prepare for it. As you can see, there is a lot of bad stuff, and I do mean a lot of bad stuff. And of course, this cave has 3 notes in it. We're gonna, at this point, basically we can see the effect of the artifact. So right up there we can actually cheese it and get to the artifact, but to the left there's a note and to the right there's 2 notes. So we're going to take the right path first. Just be careful with the water, there are leeches in there. And we get to this point where it's kind of bright, but we can also see, so I'm going to show you what's kind of going on around here. We can see that little cave entrance. We want to go down that cave, and further down that cave we have another note. Now I'm gonna have to go on well, use the admin command to walk again, because this is a cave that you have to crouch, so keep that in mind. There's a lot of bad stuff down here. I think the command didn't work properly, so let's try this again. We crouch. It's a very tight squeeze. Okay, I'm gonna try and gamma up a bit. Now hold on a bit. Okay, see if I can get past this Titan boa. It is blocking the path. Right, we're gonna gamma up because you guys might struggle to see. So as you can see right now, the hitbox of the Titano boa is not actually letting me get past it. So that's how tight this place is. Alright, I'm kind of stuck right now. Let me give this another go. See if I can actually jump over it. Nope. Right, I'm gonna have to punch this thing. There we go. Nope, I'm still stuck on it. Alright, so if we go further inwards, eventually we will get to the note. And yeah, so that's the entrance right there. That's the Titano boa that we punched. I nearly butchered that name. We follow this cave inwards and past these mushrooms, past all the bad stuff. You can see the note right there. I mean, there's a lot of bad stuff here. This is, of course, the dossier for the terror bird, and the coordinates are 62.1 by 40.8. And you can also see my location on the map, so it kind of gives you a rough idea as to where the cave is located. But from here, we're going to turn back on ourselves and head out the way we came into this little section right here. Again, we're going to have to jump over the dodgy snake that's blocking our way. I'm trying to clear a path here. Come on. That'll do. Again, we crouch and we take the right path. And the next note should be quite close, if I'm honest. I mean, you can already see it. It's just difficult getting through all the stuff. And note the leeches. So, yeah. However way you choose to do this, It's gonna be a fun cave. This is the Titanosaur Dossier from Helena. So, location on the map. Coordinates are 62.2 by 40.2. Now, from this point forward, we're basically going to turn back. I mean, you can also go down this way as well, if you want. They do tend to lead to the same place. It's just, of course, you have to crouch if you go down this way. But we do get back to the same original spot. There's a lot of jumping around here. So this is the way we came in. Okay, we went down that way. So basically right here we have two paths. So there's the first one to the left. We're not going to take that. We're going to go through the water and take the second path to the left, basically, or in front of us, whichever way you want to look at it. And then we take a left here. No, we don't actually. That's the one. So we're looking for this here, right? This portion right here, where it kind of opens up. If you can see, it kind of looks like we have eggs in like silk sacks. This will take us to the artifact, but before we get to the artifact, so that little corridor in front of us takes us to the artifact. Right up there, though, there is also a note. So somewhere around here, as you can see, note, and of course this is the Titanosaur Note. I probably kind of explained it kind of badly, but you get the idea. We basically go around the water and we get to the note. That's kind of the big gist of it. 61.7 by 40.7 are the coordinates for this particular note. Alright, let's go for the next Explorer note. So let me show you where I am at. We're going to go towards the volcano, to the right of the volcano as we are heading north. There's this cave. I showed it off previously in a previous episode. We go in and we get the customary lag as you enter caves, because that's how the game works. And we're going to stick to the right side. This one has two nodes really close to each other. I'm just waiting for things to load up. Whoop, there we go. So, yeah. Out here you can see, I'm just going to show you the coordinates for this one. I mean, it's kind of easy to spot, but they are 41.5 by 47.2. That is the entrance into the cave itself. Volcano's up there. Entrance is right there. So let's go in and find the three notes. It does get laggy at times. It looks really derpy. So follow the path down. It's kind of like a ramp. There's really not many ways you can go. And this one's actually quite well lit as well. So that's kind of a bonus there. We're going to go to the left here. As you can see, there's nothing there. Of course, we will see the ruin. We just stick to the left side right now. And you can see it right in front of us. It does look a bit mazy-like, but just remember to stick to the left side. And this is the first ruin. And past that we do have a Explorer note from Helena. This one is the dossier for the Megadon. Coordinates are 40.9 by 47.3. So from this ruin right here, we now stick to the right. And we come around this corner right there. And you can see it kind of splits into two directions. If we take the right path, so that's where the previous note was. But to the right, so we come down this path. You can see it splits into two directions. We take the right path. There's actually a note. There's no ruin this time around. And let's go back. And let me just get my bearings. So we're going to stick to the left this time around. And just go deeper into the cave. This is where things get interesting. I mean, there's several ways of getting there. But we do come to this point. We can see the effects of the artifact or the container or the area where the artifact would be. So the artifact is kind of in front of us, but we're going to stick to the left wall primarily. Now I am doing this with flight activated, so I do tend to move quite rather quick, and so I do apologize if it is a bit choppy and laggy at times. But we're just going to follow this right here. Now we get to these pillars right here. So let me show you what's going on. There's like these 3 pillars. We want the middle path. You can see the artifact right in front of us. Basically, that's emanating that like wavy, glowy thing, right? So that's where the artifact is. We are going to go down this one right here. And if we follow it around, it's just basically a land bridge to where the ruin is that contains the last of the dossiers in this particular cave. You can go for the artifact and then just jump across and get it just as easy. This is the Araneo Dossier, and the coordinates are 39.6 by 45.8. Okay, I'll leave these out for a bit so you guys can note them down, and then we're going to move on to the next cave. So this time around, we are on Carno Island. If you guys don't know what that is in the upper right corner of the map, and basically this is the entrance right here. So let me just show you the coordinates for this particular cave entrance. They are 14.6 by 85.6. So we go in. Now the first part of this cave, there's nothing in it. We then need to go for a bit of a dive. So just camera up there so you guys can see what's going on. It is a bit cold here, so keep that in mind. Now we need to dive. We swim underwater and just follow the cave around. You can actually do this without the use of scuba gear. Hold on a bit. I did lag a bit, so that got me a bit confused. I'm not sure what's going on here. Ah, there we are. There we are. I was a bit confused. Anyways, when you come out the other end, you are straight in the middle of it. So I'm going to remove this loot crate right now because it's in the way and I don't want the light to mess things up. So if you look down there, you can see the glow or whatever the effects of the artifact. The game wants you to go down that path basically and fight all these bats and everything, and basically end at the bottom of the cave. Well, at the bottom of the cave next to the artifact there are 2 of the notes, and on a cliff slightly above it there is another one. So I'm going to show you basically from here. We just take a jump and we get to the first artifact, which is this one right here. There is a ruin. I mean, there's a lot of bad stuff around it, so obviously you're going to end up having to fight these. But this is the Listerosaurus Dossier. I'm showing you the map because why not? 16.3 by 84.5 are the coordinates for this particular dossier. Now from here, we're going to continue downwards. You can see the artifact, but we are not looking at the artifact just yet. We're going to go towards the back of the cave, and soon enough we will see another ruin. And right here, of course, we have another dossier. This is the Megadon Dossier. I do like the Megalosaurus. It is a cute looking creature map, and the GPS coordinates are 16.6 by 84.0. Now we're going to go towards the artifact. If you go down the archway there, you can actually access the artifact. We're not here for the artifact. We're here for the Explorer Notes, and as you can see, basically to the left of the archway, we have the Mesopithecus Dossier from Helena. And I'm going to put out the GPS and the map for all the good that does. But the coordinates are 16.0 by 84.4. So this cave again has 3 of the notes that we can get from the game. Now we are going to do the water caves. There are a total of 2 water caves. One of them contains a total of 4 of the notes, and one I think has 3. And then we move on to the tech cave. So you saw where we are. We are on the... Let me just kind of show you over here where this seaweed is. This indicates that there's an entrance to a cave. We saw the swamp in front of us, so that's the entrance right there. I did go a bit too deep. So right here, this is where we are, And as we make our way into the cave, I do apologize for that sort of light in front of us. It does not help. It actually, I find it annoying. I wish that wasn't a thing for the underwater part, but it is what it is. So we just make our way into the cave. We just follow the path there. Do bear in mind, of course, there are a lot of bad things here, including alpha megalodons, alpha creatures in general, as well as Tusos. So we get to this point right here. So let me show you what's going on. This is the surrounding area. We can see there's like a little bridge right there. And basically, we're looking for a little pit. Okay? So bridge. So there's a, yeah, basically there's a bridge basically, and then another bridge. We're going to go onto the second bridge. So no, I don't think it's around here. Yeah, it's after the second bridge right here. We want to look to the right. So this is what it looks like from the top, but at the bottom of it, to the right, there's like a little pit. You can see this techie structure right behind it. There's like a hole that goes into the cave, I guess. Probably, yeah. You just follow this path down where you can see we get some shiny crystals. We are nearly there. Just follow the shiny crystals. We should come to another hole that takes us even deeper. And we'll take that, and then that'll take us to the location of the Explorer Note. So this is the second hole. You can see that there is some sort of a ruin, lots of shiny crystals, artifact in front of us. Again, we're not here for the artifact, we're here for this. So this is where we are on the map. The location or the coordinates are 46.4 by 83.7. So now I'm going to make my way back out. This time around we're going up, up, up. There's a lot of bad stuff down here. Like this. I mean, definitely come prepared for this one. And we're going upwards again. We should see the tech stroke alien structure. I don't know. I think it's tech, so I'll just call it that. And so this is where we were before. We're going to follow the cave deeper. And just keep going in. So I am trying to do this as quick as possible. We can see the bubbles. We can see some magma on the ground. That means we are going in the right direction. If we look up, we start seeing some light coming through. We're not there just yet. We'll know we're there when we see the yellow crystals at the top of the water. That's basically our indicator that we are in the right place. You can see in front of us there's like a ramp, so we can use that to walk up into the cave. There's a bridge that'll take us to the other artifact. So basically here we have bats, spiders, scorpions and stuff like that to fight. You just gamma up a bit so you can see what's going on. Right, I want to fly because it's easier this way. So basically, I mean, I'm just going through the mountain right there. So let me show you. That's the path that kind of takes us over here. We just follow this pillar around. Just keep going all the way up. We don't really need anything from the right side. We're going to stick to the left side. We get over here. So we're going to go down that in a minute. But to the right there, you can already see the ruin and the pillar. That's kind of easy to spot. This is the next Explorer Note, but then after this we'll follow the left path or go to the left side, and the coordinates for this one is 49.3 by 79.2. Now that we got this, we're gonna follow this path right here. It turns into a bridge. You kind of saw it from the other end. A lot of bats, so that's where we came up, and that's where we're gonna go back out basically, and just keep going to the end of it. Right here you can see there's already some sort of like ruin type of structure. So we'll pick up this note from this particular ruin, and of course we're going to show you the coordinates for this particular artifact. No, they are 47.2 by 81.5. As I said, there are 4 notes and I forgot one, so I'll show you how to get that one. Right, so back at the entrance, and of course this is where I'm at on the map, just to kind of show you where the entrance is. The coordinates for the entrance into this particular cave are 45.8 by 89.1. Now, behind me, of course, is the entrance into the cave, and I'm going to show you from the entrance into the cave how to get the artifact, the note that I forgot. Okay, so we're going to go in as per normal. And this will be the Jellyfish Dossier, by the way. So we just follow the cave around, and we are going to get to a specific point. So there is the bridge that I was on about. So bridge number 1, we go around it. Bridge number 2, we go around that too. We keep going. We're going to stick to the left side. Okay. So we're going to go through these 2 pillars. There's a Alpha Megalodon there. I mean, you can also go around it as well. It kind of takes the same place. But I just like to stick to the left path for this one. Just keep sticking to the left path. Left side, left wall, whatever. You get the idea. There's this little archway right here where we saw the bubbles and the smoke. And you can see that glow in front. Just before that, there's a ruin. I mean, it's so easy to miss this one. And I missed it as well. I mean, I knew it was here, but yeah, I was so focused on the other 2 that I didn't see it, I suppose. I'm not going to try and pronounce the name because I'm going to butcher it, but here we are with the Jellyfish Dossier. This is where I am currently at. So this is just before we come out of the water, basically. The coordinates are 49.7 by 81.6. I'm going to leave this out for you guys in case you want to write it down, and then we will carry on with the second water cave, and that one will have the, I suppose, last notes before we get into the tech cave. So now we are on the other side of the map compared to the previous water cave, and that's kind of how they split it. So over there we have, I'm just going to gamma down a bit, that is the snow biome mountain with the blue obelisk. There is the red obelisk. We have this little bit that's protruding out into the water. We're going to go down here. Remember, I showed you this cave before. So basically just follow the seaweed. And much like with the caves where we build in it, if we see bubbles coming out, we can tell that there is a cave. So over here we have the other cave. This one's a bit more straightforward, to be honest, and the entrance coordinates are 53.3 by 10.4. We're just going to make our way into it, and of course customary lag as we enter this particular cave. That sparkle of light really is annoying, and I'm sorry for it. I don't know, I suppose I could have done this with a water dino, but I prefer the tech suit. And of course we're going to stick to the left path or left wall as we did with the other cave. This will bring us out here, and basically what I want to show you is that if we continue that direction right there, yeah, to the right there is a tech structure right there. So that's what we're looking for. That is one of the landmarks. And right here there's like a little hole right after that tech structure that takes us into this dead end bit right here. And of course you can see there's a ruin. Up the steps is where we will find the note. So let me just mess around with the gamma structure. So we are on normal gamma right now. There we go. That looks a bit better. That makes us squint a lot less. So that kind of helps. So we have a Rockwell note. And of course the map and GPS coordinates. So this is where we are. And the GPS coordinates are 61.6 by 16.0. I'll leave this out for a bit longer before we go into or towards the next Explorer note. I'm just going to get rid of the glow from this because it's doing my head in. Anything nice? I mean, I find that the island doesn't really have very good drops, to be honest. So again, we're going to go back towards the main corridor, if you want to call it that. And so that's the thing, the landmark to tell us that we are going outwards. And we're going to go back into the water, follow the cave around. We can see that light on the ceiling. So that's an indicator that we're going into the right direction. And right after that, you can see that there's like land. That's kind of where we're going. Right here to the left, we have a bit of a ruin. So they're just steps or stairs. And it's, remember, it's past the light in the ceiling. And we have a Nerva note. Okay, I'm going to show you the map for all the good it does. I mean, it doesn't do that much. Coordinates are 58.2 by 19.7. Alright, leave these out for a wee bit longer, and let's go on to the next one, which is basically on this structure right here. So basically, you just dive into the water, do a bit of a swim, then climb up this path, and we just follow this path around now. That's all we need to do. I mean, it's that easy. I'm actually sprinting with a tech suit to get there a bit quicker. So we are going upwards, and we get to this point right here. So, I mean, you can come up that way if you want. You can see the techie glowy stuff. But to the right, of course, we have a ruin and the Titanosaur Dossier from Helena. This is definitely one of my favorite water creatures. I do love it. Map, and the GPS coordinates are 59.9 by 21.3. So this is the last of the caves before we get into the tech cave. Alright, here we are, folks, in the volcano. Right there, that is the entrance into the tech cave. And so this will take us to the Overseer and the final boss battle. This is the terminal where we basically summon the battle. Of course, once you activate it, you do have to kind of fight your way towards another terminal that takes us to a terminal that we activate that will teleport us into the final chamber where we fight the final boss. So this is what we should have in terms of the Explorer Notes. One missing from Mei Yin Lee, one missing from Edmund Rockwell, and if we go down this way, the final note from Helena. So in total, 3 notes missing, but there are actually a total of 4 in the tech cave. I'm going to skip the first section because there's nothing really important. It's just a case of following the path, fighting all the creatures to get to the second terminal, and then basically once you get there, you activate it. It teleports you to somewhere else on the map, and basically you have to walk through the tech corridors that lead you to the fight with the Overseer. So that's kind of where we want to be. We want to teleport to the beginning of that corridor. Yeah, so this is what we have. If you made it this far, congratulations, because this has taken a lot of hard work. So it's time to craft this, I guess. So we are crafting it. Anyways, once you do that, the gates will open. You go in, you fight all the bad stuff, or not. You cheat your way through, whichever way you want to do it. It's up to you. And I'll see you guys on the other end. I'll see you when we get there. Okay, so I have now teleported into the final room corridor before we get to the boss battle. I'm going to wait for things to actually render in properly, but these are all of the arenas with the bosses. We don't see the bosses, but I kind of like this thing because it looks really cool. It's like a 3D window into the arena for each boss battle. This is a really cool idea. I really like it. So of course we can see a hologram of each boss on the console before the window, but that's not what we're here for. We want to run down this corridor. We come to this point. This is, I'm guessing, Pangea, but if we look to the right, we can see there's things being spawned in, primarily creatures. There's a console, and on the right side of the console is a note. So this is the final note for Mei Yin Lee. Try not to butcher the name. I mean, map, because it helps a great deal. And of course the coordinates are 13.3 by 73.8. The only reason I'm showing the map is because I know there's going to be somebody saying, oh well, you didn't show the map. So do you know what, I'm going to do it because Why not? Why the heck not? Anyways, we're going to continue further in with this corridor. I'm just going to gamma up so you guys can see what's going on. We're going to get to the next globe. This one depicts modern day Earth, and on the left side, so that's the modern day Earth. On the left side we have another console that shows humans. I'm not sure if they're spawning in or whatnot, but yeah, you can see the holographic human in front of the console. On the side of the console we have the final Rockwell note. So again, map, GPS coordinates 14.1 by 75.6. And from this point forward, we just make our way towards the boss arena. You can see there's another globe, but this time around on that side there's absolutely nothing in terms of Explorer notes. So no point in looking at it. We just make our way towards the door in front of us, and that's where we will find the next note. So it's not on the right side, it's on the left side. This is the last of Helena notes on the island. And obviously it talks about this particular arena. So I'm going to show you the map and coordinates. I mean, this is what we have right now. As you can see, they are all complete, with one exception. As I said, there are a total of 5 notes in this cave, if you want to call it that. There's the tech note, I think. You'll see what I mean in a bit. I'll show you that. I mean, it's quite easy. Of course, once you get into the boss arena, it will activate the boss battle, so you'll have to fight the boss, and after you fight the boss or during the boss, you can pick up this particular note. So let me show you exactly what happens. It might get a bit loud here, and I do apologize. You know, I'm going to take... Right, let's see what the sound's like. I'm guessing it's going to be loud. So once you go in, we're going to stick to the left side. Oh lord, that's loud. Oh lord, that is loud. Let me just do that. That's a bit better. Still loud, but I like the music. I don't really want to cut the music off all the way because I do like this song. Anyways, follow this left path all the way to the end, and we can see the console right here. And that's pretty much it for the notes on the island. We have actually covered all of them. Okay, so we'll close this. I mean, if it's worth anything, I'm still gonna do this. 23.6 by 78.2. That is the coordinate for this particular note right here. So, of course, once you're here, you will have to fight the boss or die, preferably win. So, probably time this with when you are ready and prepared to fight this final fight, because it's going to be challenging. I mean, it is a fun fight if I'm honest. And with that being said and done, that is it for this mini series. We have covered all of the notes here on the island. I will be looking at doing all the other DLCs, so that includes Scorched Earth, Extinction, Aberration, Genesis, and so on. It's going to take a while. I do hope that you guys have enjoyed this mini series, and following this I will actually be working on making an extended cut which will contain all of these clips rolled into a single video. Another thing I want to do, which may take a bit of time of course, will be to timestamp everything. So if anybody wants to help with the timestamping, please do so. It would make my life that much easier. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go through the videos myself manually and timestamp them. But if you have enjoyed it and found it useful and informative, please don't forget to support me and the channel by hitting that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. These things really do help the algorithm quite a bit. Until next time, stay safe folks.